Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back, and today we're going to work on the Witchy journal that I started sort of yesterday with you guys. I did the simple ephemera Monday thing, so I made this page and I went ahead and put it in this book, so it's all in there. I also took some gesso, regular black acrylic paint, and water. I mean, I totally watered down the black acrylic paint. And I painted it on there. I would use a little gesso, paint that on there, just to color this part of the pages a little bit in the gray and up here, so it's not that ivory color. And most of this, obviously, well, all of it will get either covered or it'll go away or whatever. So I also took fabric, 2 pieces of fabric, the gray polka dot, the purple fabric, and then a piece of lace on top of that, and I just stitched them all together, and then I glued them onto the spine just so you can't see the you know, title of the book and all that. So this one is all ready to go. This was just a Dollar Tree, you know, book that I've torn pages out of. And once again, I'm going to go through it real quick, just because some of you might be new and not have seen me do these lately. I've been doing these tab, for lack of a better term. I don't know what else to call them. I leave like a tab and then I add ephemera to it, basically. And that's how I make my pages. But to make the tabs, you tear out one page, and I left a couple pages in here like this, but you tear out one page and leave like 3/4 of an inch, ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch piece there when you tear it out, and then you tear out 10 pages from inside, and you try to get pretty darn close to, you can kind of see that's about how much I left, just that little bit. But you don't want to tear that out entirely, because it sort of will trick the book into thinking it still has all of its pages, which you want, because otherwise it's just going to fall apart. So you want to do that. And then you do another, after you tear out 10, so 11 pages, we're on the 12th page. You do that one at 3/4 of an inch too, and then you glue the 2 longer pages together to make your tabs. Okay, and you just do that throughout the book until you get all the way to the end. And if you have a wider book than I have, and you don't want, you know, I think I ended up with 11 tabs. So if you don't want more than 11, 12, 13 tabs, kind of is what the max I would do, because you just get to the point where you're over it. You can tear out more pages in the middle. And so instead of 10, you could do 12, or, you know, whatever will work for you to give you the amount of tabs that you want to do. And what I do when I start is I count pages, like 12, because if I have 1 page, 10 pages, 1 page, that's 12 pages. I'll count out my 12 pages, put a paper clip on it, count out 12 more pages, put a paper clip on it, that kind of thing. That way you can get an idea of how many you're gonna have before you even start ripping. So that's just kind of how I do it. So today we're going to work on the cover, and so I'm going to do a topper using corrugated cardboard, which is quite often what I do when I want some type of topper. And this is just cardboard that I've peeled the front bit off of, you know, and because I have the corrugated cardboard that's just the corrugation with the backing, but I wanted a little bit of this left over on there, because that's what I wanted. So we're going to put a little paint on here. I'm going to put a little gesso, my funky, weird, gloppy gesso. I did have to, when I came back, I had to add water to it again and shake it, because it just keeps wanting to turn into a glop. So now it's like a little bit looser than I like it, but yeah, oh, it's probably not even going to come out now, is it? Yeah, I need to really just go buy another one, but it's like this one is still almost half full. And it really bugs me that it, went to yuck that fast. And it went fast. Like it just turned into a glop really fast. So I'm not sure what the problem was, but I kind of like it because it's very textural, so that's kind of cool. But at the same time, it's a little annoying. Like, you definitely wouldn't want it if you were prepping canvases, I'll just say that. But it's great for what I do because it definitely gives me the grunge. There is no doubt about that. I'm going to add a little black, just a little here, to mix with that when I want it. So how are you guys? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good. Just trying to get over the jet lag. I thought the first day I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm doing fine. But man, it has hit me real hard. And like I told you guys, my husband's had a cold, so he's been sick and, you know, kind of sleepy and stuff anyway. So the two of us are just a pair, let me tell you. Today is the first day I've sort of felt like a little bit better. I was waking up at like 4, I think I told you guys this, and then at 7 at night, I was just done. Like, just, it's over. Good night. So anyway, I'm finally, like last night, I think I was up till 10:30. And then that helps because then I sleep later, right? You know? So, I mean, I still was up at like 6:30, but that's doable. 4 is not very doable for me. So anyways, but yeah, once I get fully over that, I'll be fine. But it's been tricky, that's for sure. And just trying to play catch up with everything. You know how you do. You come home and you got laundry and you got all the stuff that you got to get done that you've been not doing. So my cat was very happy to see us, for sure. He stayed with my sister, which was awesome of my sister. Thank you, Megan, for that, because it just was one less worry. I just worry about him because he's getting older. And it's just, I don't know. I don't like it when he's here that long by himself. I mean, she comes over all the time to water and do whatever, but I don't know. So he was kind of had a hard adjustment the first couple of days he was over there. He was not a happy camper, mostly hissed at her. And I said, I think he thinks you're a vet. Because that's the only place I've ever really taken him and in the carrier and left him. You know, I don't do that normally. And so I think that's what he thought. But once he realized she wasn't a vet, and she's also got a cat, and so they kind of sort of played together a little bit. Her cat was not a fan at first. It was like, this is not happening. But I mean, they didn't hurt each other or do any weird stuff. They just wouldn't really like being around each other. But Pasha always wants to play, so he just wanted to play with her. And finally, near the end, she was starting to play with him. But I'm just glad that they didn't, weren't icky to each other. So yeah, that is that. And I have had a lot of people ask about photos, and I am going to try to post some more on Instagram. I've been horrible about posting on Instagram lately. I did post some, so there definitely are some there, but I'll try to do some more. And I was going to do some today, show you guys. It's really hard to do that because I'm using my phone to video. So I'd have to do it on my iPad, and it's hard for me to get the pictures I want. I don't know. I'm just struggling with it. So anyways, I did not get that done today, but I will continue to work on that. Because we did have some fun days, some crazy stuff. This is a Jimmy John's. I think that's what they're called. I had a couple of them here that we didn't use when we got sandwiches. Oh, Jersey Mike's. Anyways, I like the texture of these napkins, so I saved the ones we didn't use. And I thought they might be kind of cool just to add, some texture, like I said. I think I'll do this big piece. So I don't know how this will work, but we'll try it. I'm going to grab my matte gel, sorry. Get my whole chest in there. But yeah, we had a sea day. We went to the Orkney Islands. I don't think I told you guys this. I can't remember who I've told what, because I've told family and you know what I mean. So I apologize if this is a repeat. But anyways, we went to the Orkney Islands. And then we were supposed to go to Inverness and Scotland, but Scotland was getting a huge storm. And so we couldn't go to Inverness. And so they were trying, the cruise ship was trying to kind of outrun the storm sort of thing. So we were just hightailing it out of there, basically. And so that next day, we had a sea day and we had super high winds. I can't remember what they said, how many miles an hour they were. But anyway, the ship was listing. So if you don't know what listing is, it's leaning to one side. So it's sailing along, but it's tilted like that. So, you know, you're walking sideways and you're all that. So I have this little really short video that Aiden did on her phone when we were eating that morning, where we're just sliding away from our table, like in our chairs, just sliding away. And the kids were sitting next to me. Well, I don't really totally remember. I think it was Aiden and Theron were next to me, so those are my kids. And they had to put their foot under, or kind of on the sides of my chairs, on each side of the legs, because I just kept sliding away from the table. Oh my gosh, it was funny. We were just laughing though. And that was all great and fun until we all started to get seasick later that night. Because then once the ship came back to its right way, it started to, you know, do the back and forth. And oh my goodness, by that night, we were all a little green. And I don't get seasick, like that's generally not so you know it had to be kind of not great because I was getting seasick, and I really don't. Theron and I generally don't, but Aiden and Sean, on the other hand, do. So I covered that up mostly. That was not great, but we can put more down. So yeah, Sean was real green that night. He was not loving it. This is just some of that Tim Holtz paper. I had a different, oh, there it is. I like this one with the kind of alphabet on it. But then the next day, you know, we had a little bit of baubles and whatnot, but you've always got that. And, but it was totally fine after that. We just had the one day where it was a little bit, ugh. And that was the first time my kids had ever been on a big ship like that, and we're a little concerned with the bobbing around and the listing and all that. That first sea day, and actually it was the second sea day, but anyway. And I was like, until the staff gets concerned, don't worry. I know it seems scary, and it is. I'm not discounting anyone's being afraid of that, because it is freaky. But until they're concerned, don't worry. But they were hilarious, the staff, because they're all trying to do their, you know, carry trays of glasses and just all that kind of stuff. And they were struggling, I'll say. But they're so good. Oh my gosh, the staff on those ships is just amazing. I highly recommend a cruise if you've never been on one, if you can do it, because the staff, they work so hard and they're just so awesome. Always helpful and good. We did Princess. We've done Norwegian though, same thing. I don't think it makes much difference unless maybe you know of one that's different or whatever, but the two that I have been on have been fabulous. No issues at all. And you like almost become friends with them. Like we had a server, and you could sit at, you know, in the dining room at night, and you could sit at their table every time you went to the dining room. And so you kind of get to know them, you know, and they sort of become like friends. So it's always sad when you leave. But, and you know, you get to know your steward and all that. Just great, hard-working. Oh my goodness, so hard-working. They put us to shame here in the States. Not that people here don't work hard too. I just mean they really, lots of hours go into that. And knowledge and everything about the foods and, you know. Now, a lot of this is background, so a lot of this you're not going to see because that's just the way it is with background, but it's fun to have the layers. Making a big mess out of my glue too now. Do this first. Definitely, if you ever get a chance, some of you have said that you wanted to go to Ireland, and I highly recommend Cove, or it's C-O-V-H, but it's pronounced Cove, or Cork, Ireland, because it's County Cork. Highly recommend that. Liverpool, awesome. I mean, obviously the whole thing was just a great trip, but it's just some places are just kind of cooler than other places, or, you know, have more to see, are more interesting. I would have absolutely loved, like, Mont Saint Michel, but oh my gosh, it was bedlam and mayhem there. I just could not even, like, there's so much of the whole middle part of it we didn't even see because, like I mentioned, we were literally conga lining. Like, I had to hang on to family members. They were hanging on to the person in front of them, that kind of thing, to get up to the top of it so you could get into the main castle part of it. I mean, it's gorgeous. There's no doubt about that. That isn't the issue at all. It's just so insane there. But if you're going to go to those kind of places there and Edinburgh, just go on more of an off season. August is not the time to go there because it's just not enjoyable when there's that many people in such a small confined area. And I think we would have enjoyed it so much more. I mean, busy I get, but this was literally like I don't even know. And I just get completely fried out of my mind. My poor daughter. It's like, it's okay, Mom. It's like, I know, but I can't. There's too many people here. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to get that dry, and then I'll come back and we'll put the goodies on top of that. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and I'll show you. I did do some spatter because I was like, you know, just using the black painty water and a little bit of extra black acrylic paint. And then I also used some vintage photo spray and used vintage photo around the edges. So that is where we're at with that. And then I have my little box of itty bitty things, and I have This is a freebie in the description box. I've had lots of people say, where do I get your freebies? They're always in the description box of the video you see, you know, me talk about them in. And this will be a whole page of these moths. So this, I've obviously cut some out of mine, but that's what the freebie is today. So, and I don't do them every day, and they're not, you can't get like this freebie off of every video, just this video. And if I later use it and add it to another video, then it'll be in that one too. There isn't any other place you can get them. You have to get them from the description box, and you just go to the description box, which is, if you look at the video on the right hand side, there's a little arrow or a spot that says more or whatever. You click on that and a whole description box comes down, and it's usually right at the top. It says freebie in all caps. You just click on that. It takes you to a Google Drive link, and usually the image shows up right there, but if it doesn't, you just click on the link again and it opens it up and you can print it. So, or download it or do whatever. So, often if you see at the top right hand side of the screen, there will be the little, it looks like a tray with an arrow pointing down. That means download. So wherever you see that, that's download. Just click on that and then you can download it. So you get the freebie of the moths today. This is in the Witchy kit. And then these are in my Dark Fae kit, these apothecary bottles. Oh, I need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Donna, Diana, Vicky, and Brenda. Thank you guys so much for always watching and always leaving just beautiful, kind comments. I really appreciate you guys so much. And welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those of you that have been with me for a long time or a short time, whatever the case may be. I really appreciate all of you. I could not do what I do without you guys. I appreciate you hanging with me while I was on vacation. I tried to stay on top of comments and all that, but there were a lot of places where I had no cell service, as I'm sure you can imagine. Our son did have cell service pretty much everywhere, but in case we needed it, but we just didn't want to pay for it. When we had one phone with it, we were like, that's good. That's good enough for... Anyway, so I did not have cell service all the time. And when you're out at sea, you just don't, so... You're lucky if you can do anything on your devices, but you're not, you know, no time for that anyhow. So anyways, I did try to always answer your comments. Might have taken me a few days, but I appreciate you guys. These are Tim Holtz pieces. This is one of those pieces that I stamped and splattered and did all that jazz too. And I also have a piece of this. I got this at the Dollar Tree last year. It's those rolls of that kind of tulle, you know, with the leaves all over it. I thought that might look kind of cool because you can still see a lot of stuff through it. And it'll give it a more autumnal feel and a little bling. I think I'll put those there. I'm going to put my moth up here. Plus it makes it so you can see the moth, because when you put the moth on the dark, you kind of lose the moth a little bit. I have a little cheesecloth as well that we're going to put on, and some leaves, all kinds of goodness. Yeah, our son is our IT man, so like he did a lot of our IT stuff while we were gone, trying to navigate everything, which was awesome. Both of those kids definitely have their strengths, you know. I mean, we all do. All people, but It's just cool. And when they're adults, we just had a lot of fun with them. Traveling. We haven't traveled all together since they were living with us, you know. So it was fun to go do that. I mean, we've done some short stuff like to Vegas and whatever, but which is, I'm not a fan, so. I mean, I go, it's usually because my husband will have a conference or something from work that we end up in Vegas, but not my favorite place to be. Lots of places I would rather go for sure. Love the shows. The shows are awesome. But other than that, you can have it. So if I put her here, and then this is going to go up here. That I printed on, not on cardstock, so I'm a little concerned about that. But I think it'll be all right. I'm just going to have to glue it down entirely, not leave any wings up or anything like that. And I was going to put some of these moths in the Witchy kit, and I totally spaced it. And then when I was thinking of making this, I'm like, ooh, I need like a moth. So I was like, well, I'll do a freebie page and share it with you guys. So yeah, if you see, like if you're watching a video and I say there's a freebie, just go down into the description box to get it. That's the only place you can get it. It's not in my Etsy shop or anything like that. I kind of squished those, but that's good. And that's just the easiest way for me to do it. She's actually gonna come over here more, but I kind of like the under-over effect of that. It's always hard to decide what to put down first and second and all that jazz. Scoot her up just a bit. I kind of like the color of this one. And I think I'll put that one on there. Squishing that cardboard a little. That kind of gives you that pinky purpley thing happening in more than one place, which I like. Yeah, I like that one up there. Sorry, I will get quiet doing this because I'm thinking of where I want to put things. I think I want this, not such a straight line. And I'm using PVA glue. That's just, I like it. But you use the glue you want. Obviously, Fabri-Tac would probably be great for this. I would suggest some type of liquid glue for sure, just because all different levels and textures and whatnot. Oh, the witch. I wanted to get part of her hat under there, huh? I think it's just gonna... That'll work. Okay, I think I better put her down. I don't have to figure out where this could go, or if I'm even going to use it. I like it, but I think it might be too big, so it'll have to get used for something else. Whoa. That's going to be way too much. These plastic, like a credit card or something like that, are great when you're doing this kind of thing, because then you don't have to touch the glue and get it all over the front piece, because I have done that 1,000 times. And you guys have watched me do it. Because I'm good like that. Yep, like I just got it right there on her. Yep. It's there now. It's always tricky. This one up a little bit higher. So what kind of things are you guys up to? Anything fun? Have any good trips planned, or are y'all kind of in for the season? I can't believe here the kids have already gone back to school. I was shocked when we got back and I went for a walk and the kids were all waiting for the school bus. I was like, what? It's really early. My kids never went that early. I mean, always kind of 20th or something of August is what it seems like it always was. You know, 25th, somewhere like that. But they were already going when we got back. Just seemed very early this year. I like that just little bit of gold back there. These I cut out of mulberry paper, and then I just spritzed them with a little bit of that black water and the, what's that stuff called? Vintage photo. You're like, I have no idea. What is it called? Do I want to use? I think I'm going to use these non-wrinkle stuff and see how we do with that. It's a smaller stick of glue. And I think it'll be fine for these because they don't weigh anything at all. You just got to make sure you get the glue on all the parts. If I can pick it up. Oh my goodness. Just got all kinds of stuff stuck to me. I did a purple leaf. I mean, I know they're not purple, but it's whatever you like, right? Just adds a little something. Can be purple if I want it to be. That's just from a little punch I have. A little leaf punch. use whatever you got. I'm trying to see which side of these I like better. Well, my husband and I watched Wednesday. You know, the Addams Family show, if you don't know. And what I'll say is I don't like zombies. And they put a freaking zombie in it. And it kind of ruined it for me. And I loved the first year, or whatever, season, however you want to say that. So I was very disappointed. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, I know a lot of that stuff is obviously vampires, witches, all, yeah. But I don't know what it is about zombies. I just don't get it. I don't get the fascination and the whatever. Anyway, it just sort of ruined it for me. So if you don't like zombies and you haven't watched it yet, don't bother. And it was kind of a big part that the zombie had, which also disappointed me. So I was sort of sad about that. We've only watched the first, I think it's 4 episodes, and then the next 4 come at a different time. I'm not sure when. Anyway. So I'm hoping it'll be a little bit better on the second half. Because it's fun, and I like, I can't think of what her name is, the actress that plays Wednesday. I think she does a great job, and it's funny and stuff, but that just really kind of blew it for me. And I know it's supposed to be silly and all that, and in my opinion, that is silly, but just didn't like it, sadly. I like how those sort of just disappear into the background. I probably should have thought of that earlier, huh? Oh well. I kind of want something else down here. I love these little bitty pieces. And I don't care what they say, they're not Halloween ones, but I just like them. I like that one. That one seems to go really nice right there. Gray on it too. And I'm not going to use that just because I don't know about it sticking. These are a little heavier than the leaves. Askew it a little. Can't do this. I like this green one. Yeah, and we were all looking forward to it. We wanted to watch it on the ship, and Theron was trying to figure out how he could maybe get it on his computer, his laptop. And we couldn't figure it out, and we were all kind of bummed. And then we came home and watched it, and I was like, well, didn't miss anything. Didn't miss a thing, sadly. There's one of these little hole punchy doo-wahs. That's what they're called, you know, a hole punchy doo-wah. Maybe something with a little more color, I think. I don't know, I kind of just like that one. I just like the look of it. I like the text, the font, whatever that stuff's called. Could do that one. Yeah, I think that's the one. So the next person on my list is Lisa Clark. So Lisa, if this isn't the journal for you, because I know not everybody likes this style and stuff, so just let me know and we will figure out something else. I will finish this one, of course, but like, you know, we can, so it's up to you. We can work something out. And some others have asked how they can get on the list for the journal. Just contact me on my Etsy shop. And oh, sorry, I'm thinking. Contact me on my Etsy shop and I'll put you on the list. I just need, you know, your name and all that and how I can get a hold of you when it's done and whatnot. And I always give the option of I put you on the list. Whatever journal comes up that I'm working on, you can decide whether that's the one you want or not. Obviously, then, you know, you'd have to wait for the next one or whatever if you didn't want it. But I always give that option, so. Because I just make whatever I'm going to make. And then I don't do custom journals anymore. I used to, but that was kind of a creativity killer, because sometimes it was something that I didn't really feel like doing. So that didn't work for me. I just couldn't do it. So I just make what I'm going to make. If you like it and your turn is up, you can buy it. And if not, then you can move to the next spot and, you know, we'll just go on until we find something you like. But oops, was that? I think it goes this way. Okay, I just like those little extra bits on there. That looks good to me. I don't know if I'll put it on the cover today, but because I may, you know, I can't ever decide what I want to do, and I might put something else under it. I don't know. But that is where we're at. So I'll just kind of show you what we got today. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.